Hi everyone, it's Dinesh here again. Thanks for joining me for our third video, and I hope you've been keeping well. Before we get into today's content, I want to check in with you. Last week, we explored some tools for those moments when our stress might spike, and I'm curious whether you managed to try any of those tools, even just once, and if you did, what did you notice? Drop me a quick email with your experience or with any questions you might have. So whatever landed for you or didn't, that's all useful information. There's no right or wrong answers. We're just experimenting to find things that help us in the moment. So today, we're going to shift gears and look at some additional tools that you can return to on a regular basis. Not necessarily because things are bad, but simply because your nervous system needs restoration on a daily basis, the same way that your body needs sleep. So here's what we know about the nervous system under sustained stress. When we're under stress over a long period of time, the nervous system becomes rigid. It becomes less flexible. It becomes less able to adapt to what's coming at us. And it starts to lose its range. So the practices that I'm going to share with you today will help restore that flexibility. And what matters above all else is consistency, far more than duration. So a few minutes every day makes a genuine difference over a period of time. You don't need to spend an hour or longer doing this. You just need to come back to it regularly for a few minutes at a time. So during the webinar, we covered heart-focused breathing. And there are many other ways to come home to yourself. And that restoration doesn't have to look the same on it every day. So let me walk you through some other tools that are available to you. First, let's look at movement-based practices. And I don't mean doing workouts. I mean slow, intentional movement that brings your attention back to your body. Gentle stretching, yoga, or Tai Chi inspired movement. Even 5 minutes of this will shift the system meaningfully. It's not about the intensity, it's your presence during that practice that's important. Something worth trying, if you haven't done so before, is progressive muscle relaxation. This is where you systematically tense and then release muscle groups one at a time. You can start with your feet and move for your way up. So tense and release the muscles in your feet. Then go up to your calves. Tense and release your calves. Then do the muscles around your knees. So maybe that's the lower thighs. And then do the muscles around your thighs. Then your hips. And just simply work all the way up your body to your head. What this does is it releases the tension that accumulates in your body when you're under sustained stress. And you may not realize that you're holding on to things. Next are sensory and grounding practices. Some of some of these you may already be doing without thinking of them as restorative. Things like spending time in nature or out in natural light, sunlight, greenery, fresh air, taking a short walk outside, even for brief periods of time, these have a genuine documented restorative effect on our nervous system. Things like warm water, taking a shower or a bath in warm water, the warmth activates our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest part of the nervous system where we feel safe and are sociable. Most of us do this every day, but we rush through it because we're in a hurry to get to work or to our next thing. Your invitation is simply to be present with it for a moment. Just relax and feel the warmth of water touching your skin and flowing over your body. There's also mindful eating or drinking, using a meal or a cup of tea or coffee as a deliberate moment of presence. Put your phone down, slow down, and taste it. That's all it is. It sounds almost too simple, but it works. Personally, I'm a coffee lover and I brew my own filter or espresso using coffee beans that are freshly roasted by my brother who owns a cafe and micro roastery. I love the ritual of brewing my cup of coffee each morning and sitting down to enjoy the aroma, the warmth, the taste of my brew. And finally, some relational and expressive practices. These are things that I find people generally overlook, but they can be the most powerful. A brief and genuine gratitude practice. There's no need to make it a performance or an exhaustive list. Just list three simple things that you are grateful for. Note them quietly at the start or at the end of your day, or do it both at both times. I'm happy to be alive today. I'm grateful to feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. Or I'm grateful to feel the cool breeze of the aircon. I'm thankful for my beautiful family. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be paid to learn something each day. The feeling that you get when you think of these things that you're grateful for is what's most important. What's interesting is that this activates a very similar state in the body to heart-focused breathing. The two of them pair very well together. Next, there's journaling. Again, I'm not talking about writing pages and pages of journaling. Just three sentences is enough. What am I carrying today? What am I releasing? What am I grateful for? It's the way to put down what you've been holding before you move into the next part of your day or your evening. Then there's co-regulation. Cover this in the webinar. It's simply intentional time with a calm and safe person. A real and unhurried conversation. We regulate each other's nervous systems far more than we realize. And this is one of the most underrated resources available to us. And lastly, for those of you who practice or practice for those of you who practice prayer or quiet reflection, honor that as a genuine practice. Intentional stillness and connection to something larger is greatly restorative in whatever form that it looks like for you. So that's the list. You now have a total of 10 tools to explore to regulate your nervous system on a daily basis. Now, the question isn't which of these is best. The right question is where in your day can one of these naturally live? A few moments that tend to work well are first thing in the morning before you reach for your phone, transitioning between work and home, even 2 minutes in the car or standing by the door. And the last thing is before you go to sleep. Just 2 minutes with intention, practicing any one of those things is enough. Remember, consistency wins over duration, always. So this week, I invite you to choose just one or two things from the list, the ones that feel most natural and most accessible for where you are right now, and just return to them daily. Build a practice that isn't about perfection, it's about returning again and again without judgment. Next week will be the fourth and final in our series, and I hope you will join me for that video as well. Until then, take good care of yourselves, and bye for now.